Hi everyone, it's Angela here, and today I'm going to look at my Essen Spiel 2018 most anticipated games. First up, we've got Holding On, The Troubled Life of Billy Kerr. This one looks amazing, and I love seeing when designers come up with a theme that's not been touched on before, and I can safely say that I've never heard of a game where you make a man's final hours less traumatic. This may be my most anticipated game of the year. A change of pace for this next one with War of the Buttons, a worker dice placement game in which you play naughty boys trying to build a clubhouse. The unique theme and look of this one is what drew me to it, and it's also got a really nice art style. The only downside of this game seems to be poor female representation, with all the kids being boys, but we'll give that a pass because it's based on a novel from 1912. Though in fairness, they could have added a tomboy character. It is 2018. Regardless of that, it looks cute, and I love dice worker placement games. Dice Hospital is a game that I backed on Kickstarter, but as it's listed on the Essen Spiel release list, I thought I'd add it to my most anticipated. There's just not that many good hospital board games out there, so I'm really hoping that this one scratches that itch. It says it's for sale at Essen, so I hope that this isn't one of those where they screw over their backers and it goes for sale months or weeks before we even get it. Next up, it's TROOL Park, which sees players opening a theme park, and that's all I need. I've been burnt before with the theme park thing, with Alan's Adventureland being a major letdown for me, so I'd love to see a great theme park game. This one has card drafting, set collection and simultaneous action selection, which I love because it usually throws things into a bit of a mess. And it looks gorgeous. Treasure Island is still on my wants list. I think it appeared on my 2018 most anticipated video at the start of the year. It just looks gorgeous, no surprise because the art is by Vincent Dutrait. Apparently this one will be for sale at Essen, so I'm really looking forward to what people think once they've had a chance to play it. Next up, we've got Gobi, a tile laying game set around the nomadic tribes crossing the Gobi Desert. I don't know what it is about this one, but I just like the look of it, despite it looking kind of bland. It's not hugely high on my list, but it definitely jumped out to me. That's Gobi from Capsicum Games. Fertility from Catch Up Games is looking really sweet. Midweight Euro about building up a region in ancient Egypt. Again, I just really like the look of this one. I am a sucker for civ building games because my partner enjoys playing those, so I've got more of a chance of playing them at home. This one looks really nice, smooth looking play and everything denoted on the board or tiles, which I love. That's Fertility. Aliens, Hadley's Hope, don't care, could literally be toilet paper in a soggy box. Yep, I definitely want this game. Aliens is my favourite movie, so this theme alone sells me on it. That aside, it honestly doesn't look like something that I would play if it had any other theme on it, but I love aliens, so what am I to do? I do like the idea of a hidden traitor and the players becoming xenomorphs when they're killed. I hope there's female characters in this, fingers crossed. The River from Days of Wonder, and that's why I want it. Days of Wonder, generally speaking, makes some beautiful games. I love the idea of resource production around a river settlement, and being Days of Wonder, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I think I mentioned in one of the other games there that I love it when a game is self-explanatory through the board or the cards, and this one looks to have that in spades. The new edition of Camelot is on my list. I'll not bore you. If you're watching this, you probably already know about the original game, and the new version looks really cool. Bit of an odd one now. Affinity from Gameflow sees players making little sentences and the other players trying to work out what emotion is attached to that sentence. It looks like a simple word-based deduction game with adorable art. Some of the sentences look to be super silly, so I think this one would make a really cute family game. That's Affinity. Sunflower Valley from Hobby World is an adorable area control influence game in which players roll dice and mark the outcome on their personal player board. I am a sucker for a good roll and write game, and this one looks great. It doesn't have an Aussie release, so there's little chance of me getting it sadly, but it's definitely on my wants list. Railroad Inc. Blazing Red and Deep Blue editions for the reasons I just stated about Sunflower Valley. I've really grown to love roll and write games this year. There's something about the simplicity of them, and that is made even better when the designer squeezes in lots of strategy. And it looks like Railroad Inc. has that in spades. Lastly, before honourable mentions, it's Monsterlands. This adorable looking dice worker placement game might have a cartoony look, but there's loads going on and I love that. As well as the overall look of the game, it also has some really cool ways of using your dice. The only downside obviously is that dice can be your friend or enemy dependent on luck, but I'll take that just because it looks so nice. Honourable mentions: Small Islands by Mushroom Games sees players making an island archipelago and collecting resources to take back to the continent, and it's just so pretty. Outback dice rolling pattern building game with an Aussie theme and animals. What's not to love? That's Outback. Legendary Encounters X-Files, because it's X-Files and it's Legendary Encounters, and that's enough said really. Star Trek Galactic Enterprises. There's one I mentioned in a recent video because it's Deep Space Nine, and that's my favourite Trek. You can fight me in the comments. Rolling Ranch is a cute little roll and write game in which you rescue animals and make your little ranch as good as it can be. Adorable, and yet another roll and write, what can I say? Wildlands, because Martin Wallace, and it does look gorgeous. I've gone off miniatures games a bit recently, but you never know. Dice Settlers was on my most anticipated list of games this year, and it's still here, and hey, they changed that creepy box art, woohoo, which you may recall was my only gripe. Honga from Harbour Games, yep, Harbour, it looks beautiful. Cute little Stone Age settling game in which players vie for clan leadership, and I love the theme and the overall look of this one. This looks like a cute family game. There's a couple that look really interesting, but they appear to be nowhere near market ready, so I'll mention them briefly. Comb Award from Everything Epic looks really cool, and again, great theme, something, you know, thinking outside the box. 18 Lilliput from Fox in the Box looks like an interesting take on the railroad genre of games. And that's it. That's been my Essen most anticipated list of 2018. If you stuck with me, I really appreciate that. I realise it went on a little, but hey, we love board games. What can I say? There's a lot on there. Let me know where you think I've gone horribly wrong or indeed awesomely right in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and what you're looking forward to from Essen this year. Nerfenstein.